Hello and welcome in this second video. So I hope you enjoyed the first video just above. If not, I recommend you to go and have a look. So in this video, I wanted to go through all the different tabs that are available in my optimal plate for the configuration and the best use of it. So my optimal plate is a licensed product. I hope you understand that it's nothing unmatched on the market because it's going to perform an AI powered algorithm in order to calculate more than 390,000 combination of food and portion in order to match your best macro needs. So I developed this product for anyone really who wants to take care of his health in order to make sure that the food he's eating is matching his requirements. So also for nutritionists or coaches who wants to create meal plan, then as you understand here, you can create meal plans in seconds for your clients. So again, my optimal plate is a licensed product. So where here you can see the different terms and conditions of the product. You got a tab with all the different instruction. So for all of the different parameters that we use in my optimal plate, so the different calculation, so on and so forth. So then here you got a tab where you're going to select, you can set the goals of each of the different parameters. So again, you have the fat distribution, you have the minerals, vitamins, and PRAL. So here you got some values that are calculated directly into my optimal plate, as we've seen it in the video previously. So like the macronutrients, and some of them you input them. So you have the lower and the upper range for men and women in order to help you in your in setting your goals. So in my optimal plate, you also have a meal tracking of 8 weeks. So here you will put your starting date. So for example, here 1st of January 2025, and then you will input your different meals. So here you can see you also have the graph on the right hand side. So every time you're going to select food, it's going to update the graph automatically. So here you go. And then you do that for all of the different days on your meal that you want to track. So here I got some example for 1 week, and then you will see here across all the different parameters your value coming from your different meals that you've input. Here it compares to your relative goals, and then here you also have like a weekly summary. So here for each of the different week, you will have average of the different parameters, and then it will tell you if you have above or below your specific goals. So here you also have a graph in order to represent to show like how much like the protein, carbs, and fats, and you have obviously your target here in black, and it shows you if you are above or below your target. So here you have one tab for onto your meal of yesterday. So as I explained in the first video, you can compensate your yesterday's meal with today. So for example, here you have like 101% of the protein, so you're a bit above, but then for the carbs, you are below. So if you want to compensate your carbs intakes for today's, then you can choose that in my optimal plate, and then it will automatically calculate and compensate those macro that you didn't fill yesterday. So here you got also for each of the different day, you have like the analysis for all the different parameters, and then it will tell you how much of your goal is you reach, and then here it will tell you which food you can eat to compensate your specific parameters you want to work on. Here you have again the graph, which shows you the relative percentage comparing to your goals. And then here you have your today's meal. So as I explained in the video above, you can see here you select your protein shake, for example, that you want to deduce from your food and portion calculated for today's in my optimal plate. So again, here you have your goals with the different analysis of the parameters, the graph, and then my optimal plate. So again, here if I go back to compensation, so I can click here, and then it will show me. So for example, for the carbs here, so you can see a big increase in the carbs. And then same for today, so you can use it or not for your calculation. Then here you're going to have like in this tab, you're going to have a summary and a list of food that again is sent to your phone by one click from my optimal plate, as you've seen in the previous video, where you have like the addition of each of the different meals that you want to eat in order to reach your macro goal. Then here you have a summary. So here you got your macro of yesterday, you got your macro of today, your today's macro goal, so your remaining goal based on deducing the today's macro, sorry, so far. And then you distribute your meals, so for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then here you calculate the best portion for each of the different food and the weight, and then the result comparing to the goal. So here we see we have a very good match with those food and portion for the overall goal. Then here again, we have a summary like the previous day. So for all of the different parameters, so this is the result of my optimal plate after the 390 plus calculation run. Here's the graph with the summary. So here you also have like a detail of all the different macro calculations for the yesterdays, and then you have the protein, fat and carbs, saturated fat, unsaturated fat, mono, polyunsaturated fat, omega-3 and omega-6 with the different ratio that you can select in my optimal plate. So here you get the database that you have access to. So you have more than 200 and 2,700 food. So you can see here it's classified by different categories, and then here you can see, and here we get all the different parameters that we use for the calculation. Again, here you can obviously add your own food. Here you have two tools in order to for educational purposes. So you can select, for example, one of the parameters, and then it will order, so in a descending or ascending way, your the database, and then here you get more insight of the parameter you select. So if you are deficient, problem if you are deficient, problem if you have too much vitamin D in this case. But you can select any. So for example, manganese. There you go, and then you can see here for 100 grams the value, and then here how many grams you will need to eat of each of the food in order to reach your target. So this is tool one. You have a second tool where you're going to select two parameters this time. So here, for example, protein and sodium, and then you're going to order the ratio of the food, of the ratio based on the different foods. So for example, here you can select proteins on carbs, and then it will give you this value. So for example, here we have those following results. So it's the proportion between the proteins and the carbs. So for example, here in the ground beef, so we have 23 grams of proteins and very low amount of carbs, so it gives you a high ratio, which you can see here. Then here you can we have another tab where you can design your meal split approach. So here is the one we have by default, and then you can design your own one here. Make sure that it reach 100% for the sum in order to be sure that you stay into your macro goal. And here another tab with the volume definition. So all that is by default, and the one in orange you can define your own volume and change it. So for example, here you can change apple size, put 160 centimeters cube, and then it will update automatically when you're going to select your volume. So you can change here also. You can put another example like maybe date, and then you can put like the volume of the date, and then when you're going to select the so maybe 20, and then when you select the date in the my optimal plate is going to use this specific volume. So you don't need to wait anymore. Here you have the exchange rate. So this again is for the price of each food and each meal. And then you can also, as I explained previously, you can design your own favorite meal and then your recipe. So here you have 20 recipes for the breakfast and 50 recipes for lunch and dinner. Right, so I think we went through all of the different tabs. You can see that is updated because I changed the volume of the fruits that I've selected. So yeah. All right, so if you have any question, don't hesitate. You can send me an email or click on my Instagram page, and I hope this tool will be useful in order for you to achieve your fitness goal. Thank you.